Welcome to Amplifying Leadership and Tip Thursday with myself, Tara Lehman. I am a partner, coach, and consultant at Twin Life Coaching and Business Services, of which Amplifying Leadership is a division. Today, I am hoping to bring you some information or perhaps a key takeaway that you can use to build, enhance, or even grow your leadership skills. Today, I want to talk about connections and who you should be connecting with. Before we get to the big one, the big connection you need to make, let's talk about the regular ones. When you're hired, of course, your first connections are usually with human resources and the hiring team. It could be the board of directors, it could be C-suite, or it could be another level of management. But those are generally your first connections and the ones you want to make the biggest impact when you first meet them. So we could go on about interviews, and perhaps that's another Tip Thursday, but you want to be prepared. So when those are the first people you meet, you need to have a good impression. Then you want to meet your peers. You want to connect with those people on the same level as you. There's reasons for this, and that is so that you can learn from each other. Maybe if you are new, they know something that the previous person in your role did that didn't work, or did work really well to have an engaging connection with their team. Of course, the next connection you need is with your team. Those direct reports that report to you, you want to have good connections and build relationships with them so that you can gain honest feedback when you need it. And you can also provide them with constructive or positive feedback or gratitude, and it be accepted in a great way. The next part of your team are the reports that report to those direct reports, and so on. You need to not just connect with just one level of your team. You should be connecting with every level of your team. You need to understand why they're there, what they do, and help them see that purpose as well. The rest of the organization, the rest of the employees is also people you need to connect with. It can help you understand further processes in your organization. I don't mean that you need to go introduce yourself to 1,000 people if you are in a large organization, but if you happen to see someone in a lunchroom, at the water cooler, walking down the hall, simply say hello, introduce yourself. Especially as a leader, so they know who you are and that you're approachable. You also want to connect with vendors. A lot of people miss this connection. You think, yes, I'm calling them monthly, I'm yelling and screaming at them because my product is late again. That is not the correct connections with vendors. Sometimes you do have to take that approach, but most cases, if there's a delay, for example, with product from your vendor, ask them if there's anything you can do to help. Perhaps you have an outside connection that they don't that can help move your product faster. Maybe it's a freight thing. Having those connections with your vendors, as long as they have good relationships behind those connections, can actually help save you money. You can then use your connection and your relationships with them to negotiate. Maybe it's pricing. Maybe it's terms and conditions when you renegotiate those contracts. Having great connections, good connections, or, with your vendors. But if you do have those bad connections, consider, are they the right vendor for your company? They might be the only vendor for your company. Whatever the case is, make sure that you're trying to build those good relationships so you have some negotiation. Now, I promise to come to the big connection. It doesn't matter who you are on a team, from anyone working on a floor to customer service to C-suite or board, you need to connect with your customers, those people that buy your product or service. You need to connect in different ways. One could be a physical connection. Perhaps as a leader, you see if you can't go to that next big conference that's going on so that you can connect and meet some of those key customers. Perhaps it is learning more about them online. When we understand and connect with our customers more deeply, in whatever way we are able to do that, maybe it is looking them up online, maybe it is looking what they do Well, how do they use your product or service? Who are their customers if they have them? Who is that end user? If you can connect in some way with your customers, who, by the way, pay you your salary, right? They're the ones buying the product or service that you sell. They're the ones paying every level of your organization. And they're the ones that you and the board and everyone else is accountable to. Find out who they are, what their purpose is. Connect with them in some way. When you do this, you have a better sense of what your purpose is in the organization, and you can better help employees understand that as well. You may have those employees who come in, they do their work, and they go home, and they care nothing else. Think about the quality of a product or service that you have that could be improved if the employees cared or knew why the customer needed it so badly. It can make a huge transformation in an organization when everybody understands their purpose and what it means to the customer and what the customer's purpose is. Why are they buying from you? So when it comes to connections, we want to connect with everybody on appropriate levels, from your board to your C-suite, your manager or leader, your peers, your team, all the employees, your vendors, but most importantly, figuring out a way to connect with those customers. And if it's not direct, like I said, do your homework, perhaps connect with them on LinkedIn, research them a little bit more. You don't want to be that person who is the big brother and really over top of somebody and trying to sell them. No, you want to learn more about them. Why do they do what they do? So you understand why your company does what it does. Bring that down to all levels of the organization. That can help with employee morale. It can help retain those employees when morale goes up. It can help with your bottom line. And you may even have customers who see that that connection is made and may actually be willing to not always fight you on price. Who knows what can happen when you can make these connections? I, of course, make no promises. It's up to you to do the work. So get to know all those people in one way or another so you have more knowledge and you can feel more empowered to also lead your team strongly to better services and better products. All right. I hope that you are taking a key takeaway on connections today. Maybe you already knew this, in which case, thank you for listening. I hope you're able to build yourself as a leader or perhaps enhance someone in your company as well that you didn't connect with before. If you are wanting to develop these skills or other leadership skills or want to join a supportive leadership community, please visit us at amplifyingleadership.ca, which is a Twin Life Coaching and Business Services division. Until next time, please be safe and be an amazing leader or leader to be.